Before he left, so I used my mentor.
Nice to see you.
5:33, welcome to the Board of Education monthly meeting of January 13th, 2026. Dear God, I almost said 2025. If you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item of business on the agenda is a motion to approve the minutes from the December 9th, 2025 regular board meeting. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Chris Milton, second. Any comments, any changes, any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Recognition awards. Turn it over to our superintendent, Susan Lassard.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna begin with The Key Is Me, and Trini Yang, can you come on up? Well represented, as I see. All right, so Trini is our ML teacher at Veterans School, and she was nominated by Austin Coley. Trini Yang is truly a staple of Veterans School. Even though she teaches only 2 grades of MLL students, she has formed meaningful relationships with nearly every child in the building. Her dedication to her students and commitment to strengthening our school community are truly impressive. She is a regular presence at after-school events. She represents veterans at NTL meetings and takes the initiative to create meaningful opportunities for students, including participation in morning announcements and a school play, an exciting first for veterans since COVID time. There is no one more deserving in our school of recognition and praise than Trini Yang. Congratulations, Trini. All right, this person is not here. This is the I Make a Difference Award, Chelsea Wilbur, who is Jamie's, is that your name, Jamie? Jamie's assistant, executive assistant. It is with, she was nominated by Amber Scribner. It is with admiration and appreciation that I nominate Chelsea Wilbur for this award. Chelsea is the kind of person every school district hopes to have. She's reliable, dedicated, and always willing to step in wherever she's needed. Chelsea truly does a bit of everything for our district, whether it is part of her official role or something that simply needs to be done. She has a positive attitude and a strong sense of responsibility no matter what she is doing. She consistently goes above and beyond, often behind the scenes, to ensure that everything runs efficiently. Chelsea is a true team player, and she is someone that everyone can count on. Staff across the district know they can rely on her for support and guidance. She handles all challenges and tasks with professionalism and care. Chelsea does not seek recognition, yet her impact is felt throughout the district every single day. For these reasons and many more, she is truly deserving for this award, and I am proud to nominate her. So congratulations, Chelsea. Okay, so we're going to do 2 volunteers of the month because our December person is going to be this month. Couldn't make it last month, so can I have Danielle Stella come on up? So Dr. Ashley Favello nominated Danielle because of her consistent dedication and willingness to support our school community in any way needed. She regularly assists teachers by preparing instructional materials, organizing classrooms, and ensuring that learning spaces are ready for students each day. Her proactive approach, attention to detail, and positive attitude make a meaningful difference in the daily operations of our school. Whether it's creating learning tools, helping set up classroom activities, or simply offering a helping hand, Danielle goes above and beyond to make our teachers' jobs easier and our students' experiences more engaging. Her contributions reflect the true spirit of teamwork and community that makes our school such a special place. Congratulations. And our January volunteer of the month was nominated by Principal Sarah Dusso from Wequanic. Dominique Aviles, can you come on up? I am proud to nominate Dominique for Volunteer of the Month in recognition for her extraordinary dedication to the Wequanic school community. Dominique single-handedly rebooted the Wequanic PTO, rebuilding momentum, participation, and purpose in a way that has had a lasting impact on our school. She has led and managed multiple book fairs and fundraisers, coordinated staff morale activities, and provided ongoing support to our student leadership team and local Cub Scouts, often simultaneously. Dominique gives her time generously and selflessly, frequently working behind the scenes at all hours to ensure every event and initiative is successful. Her commitment goes well beyond what is expected of a volunteer. In fact, her enthusiasm and sense of responsibility are so strong that I often have to remind her to slow down and take care of herself. She leads with heart, positivity, and an unwavering belief in our students and staff, and her efforts have strengthened connections between family, staff, and the wider community. Wequanic is a better place because of Dominique's tireless service and genuine love for our school. She is deeply woven into the fabric of our community. She serves not only as a dedicated volunteer at Wequanic, but also as a community member, district employee, parent, and scout leader. Her commitment to service extends far beyond our school walls, and she consistently shows up for students, families, and colleagues across multiple roles. Dominique leads with humility and heart, never seeking recognition, yet always stepping in whenever she's needed. Her contributions exemplify the spirit of volunteerism, and her positive influence is felt throughout Wequanic and the broader community alike. And I'd like to add, I've known Dominique since I entered here as a Stanton principal. She was in our PTO, and I learned so much for her. So everything that speaks here is exactly how I see you. So
Thank you very much.
congratulations. Okay, Jennifer, come on up. So Jennifer Lopez, come on over here, grade 3 from Uncas School. Jennifer's journey is nothing short of inspiring. She began her academic career at Uncas School in kindergarten without knowing a word of English. Through her perseverance, resilience, and an extraordinary work ethic, Jennifer has not only overcome this challenge, but she has flourished. Today, she's an exceptional writer and mathematician with a love for learning that lifts her classroom community. And I'm going to tell you some words that she was nominated by Holly Buck, who is here, her 3rd grade teacher. She leads with kindness, compassion, and initiative. Jennifer consistently takes it upon herself to assist her peers, often stepping in to support classmates who are struggling, whether with math problems or finding the right words. She also goes out of her way to help her teacher, setting a positive example for others. Jennifer inspires not only her fellow students, but all of us who are fortunate enough to work with her. Her story is a testament to the power of determination and the impact of a generous spirit. Congratulations.
Thank you, Susan. Congratulations to all. At this time, we will have our middle school happenings. We have students from Teachers and Kelly. If you would like to come up to the podium at this time. Yeah, go right ahead, dear.
Student Council had a successful winter dance just before break. We reached our December attendance goal of 95% or higher, celebrated with Officer McKinney shaving Mr. Hardman's head. He is now totally, completely bald. In January, students earning 95% or highly daily attendance will participate in an in-school snow day featuring games, music, and activities. Teachers Memorial won the annual Food Fight Challenge, raising donations to support the NPS Loft and benefit students and families. IXL testing is underway with students demonstrating strong focus and effort. As part of the high school transition process, 8th grade students are learning about and applying to their preferred high schools. NFA will visit on February 5th, and students are increasingly excited about their next steps.
excuse me one second. Your name is,
Ishbel Rosario,
and you are from
teachers.
Teachers Memorial. Thank you, dear, well done.
My name is Tenzin Lobsang and I'm from Kelly Middle School. 2 8th grade students will be attending the MLK luncheon at NFA and sharing reflective thoughts with a short essay they wrote. We collected a ton of food for the annual food fight. Student council is beginning the stages of planning our spring dance, and top students have started planning for a sneaker ball dance in February. 7th grade will be going on a field trip to Slater Museum this month. Our teamwork is working diligently to create plans with students to increase attendance, and we have started off this month with 94.1% average daily attendance. Our band chorus concert is tomorrow at 6:30 here in the auditorium. Please join us. We have about a week left in this semester. We are finishing strong and look forward to learning new things in our new Unified Arts class next semester.
Thank you, well done.
I'm gonna move one, we're gonna introduce Jessie Fries, our new principal. I was gonna do that in my board report, but I'm gonna do it now, so we can take pictures together. Jessie Fries, come on up. Jessie is joined today by her husband, Glenn Fries, her children, Evan and Valerie, her in-laws, the original Mr. and Mrs. Fries. Also, Jessie's mom, Mitzi Parker and Dave Parker, they're watching live from Indiana, Jessie's hometown. And also her parents, Michael and Janan, they say that right, Janan Frame in Tennessee. So thank you for watching. So I just wanted to say that I'm pleased to share that Miss Jessie Fries has been appointed as the new principal of Huntington Elementary School. Ms. Fries brings nearly 2 decades of experience in education, including more than 12 years of dedication service in Norwich Public Schools. She joined the district back in 2013 and has served our school community in a variety of instructional and leadership roles, giving her a deep understanding of Norwich students, families, and staff, and school operations. Most recently, Ms. Fries served as Dean of Climate and Culture for Norwich Public Schools from 2023 to 2025, where she worked closely with school leaders and teachers to strengthen school-wide systems, support positive student behavior, and create safe, supportive learning environments. In addition, she held the role of acting principal at Waquanic Elementary School during a portion of the 2024 school year. Earlier in her career with Norwich, Ms. Fries served as our district SRBI program coordinator from 2022 to 2023, supporting academic and behavioral intervention systems across schools. She began her Norwich career as a 5th grade teacher and lead teacher at Veterans Memorial Elementary School, a position she held from 2013 to 2022. These classroom and leadership experience continue to inform her collaborative, student-centered approach. To support a smooth transition for students, staff, and families, Ms. Fries worked side by side with Principal Marr the week before vacation. Ms. Fries is deeply committed to Norwich Public Schools and has built strong, trusting relationships across the district over her many years of service. She values open communication, meaningful partnerships with families, and teamwork among staff. And she is excited to bring her experience, and we're excited for her leadership to Huntington Elementary School. Please join me in welcoming Jessie Fries as the new principal of Huntington Elementary School. Say a few words.
Good evening, and thank you for the warm welcome. It's an honor to be introduced as the new principal of Samuel Huntington Elementary. I'm grateful to Superintendent Lassard and the Board of Education for the trust you placed in me. As Mrs. Lassard said, I come to this role as a longtime employee of Norwich Public Schools, first in 5th grade at Veterans, from there SRBI for the district, and finally some of my most formative years here at Kelly as the Dean of Climate and Culture. In all of my experiences, I brought a deep belief in the value and power of our shared work and a strong commitment to serving the Norwich community. During my time in education, I've been incredibly well supported by my colleagues, administrators, and friends within the NPS community, and I'm grateful for that continued investment into my career as an educator and a leader. I'm also incredibly grateful to my family, near and far, for their constant support. My goal is to build on the strengths already present at Huntington while working with staff and families to ensure that every student feels supported, challenged, and prepared for success. I look forward to partnering more closely with all of you, our board, our district leadership, our staff, and Huntington families as we move forward. So thank you again for this opportunity. I'm excited to begin this work and serve this community.
We will now take a 5-minute break. We're going to take some pictures out in the hallway and we'll come back and continue the meeting. So 5-minute break out in the hallway for pictures. recognition, the awards thing is one of the greatest things that we do here on a monthly basis. You can see the looks on the families and on the peers of people that are winning awards. You can't replace that 15 minutes. It's wonderful. So we thank you for your patience. We'll try to make it 5 minutes of photos. Sometimes it's 10, 15, but we'll do the best we can, so. Board reports. First one is the report of the chairperson. So, a couple of things. First of all, we have a different setup, as you can see. And that didn't happen by accident. We had an idea, and we turned it over to some people, and they made this happen. So thank you to Amber, to Matt Wazika, Matt Brown, Joe Fenton, Chelsea Wilbur. We gave them an idea, and this is what it turns out to be. I got a whole bunch of projects at home, Amber, I'm gonna talk to you later about. So if you're gonna take control of, and my wife is happy about that. So as we begin this process, I look around the table, and we're very fortunate that we have a very experienced Board of Education. Even our new member, Dennis Slopak, is experienced. So we have a wealth of experience on this board. I look forward personally to working together as a team to continue the good things that are happening in the public school system. As a board, we are fortunate. We have confidence in the world in our administration and in our faculty and in our staff to make things happen. And they are. Improvements are happening as we speak. It takes an inch at a time. I'm an old coach, inches at a time, a foot at a time, but we will get there. So we're very lucky as a board to have confidence in administration, faculty, and staff. And as a team, I look forward to the challenges that are coming forward. We're opening new schools. Challenge, that's gonna be fun. Redistricting everything we have to do, we have our hands full. But I'm confident that as a unit and as a group, that we will work well together. Thank you for that. Part of this report that I do each month was gonna kind of give a heads up on what's happening at this meeting right now. We have a new online system, and I think, what's it called? Diligent. I never learned the other one, so we'll see how I do with this one. But the great thing about this one is that as you sit there, you can access the board reports that are being spoken about. We've asked the board reporters to cut down the amount of time. They submit tremendous 5- and 6-page reports. They do not need to regurgitate and tell us what's in the report. We, as a board, need to read the reports, be familiar with it. Any questions and comments, have them prepared. So we've asked board reporters to give us the highlights, give us the important points that we need to know as a board and you need to know as a public. So we hope that that will help to streamline our meetings, make time more efficient, give us more time when we need it to have discussion on other topics. So for tonight, a couple of things are happening. We have approval of a number of policies. The majority of them are word changes in the policies, not actual changes to the policy. We have a presentation from the Rose City School tonight, which we've heard a lot about, and we're looking forward to that. So those are pretty much the highlights of the meeting tonight, and that's where we are. So to start the reports, I just did. I'm done. I'm going to turn it over to the superintendent, Susan Lassard.
Thank you, Mr. Rabin.
You're welcome.
All right, so some quick updates. Commissioners Network update at Teachers Memorial. The mid-year audit was supposed to happen last week. The Connecticut State Department of Education postponed it, so it'll be in the next week or the week after. We're waiting for a new date from them. So we'll update you on that after that happens. We did meet, the central office staff did, however, meet and we had our chance for the audit. It was myself, Jamie, Lisa, Patrice, thank you, Ashley Icorn, and Liz Tavera. So we did meet with the State Department of Education online to do the central office part of the audit. So we finished that the other day. Budget update and upcoming budget meetings. So Bob and I have been very busy working on our budget. We did a lot of work over the holiday vacation. We do want to let you know that the budget expenditure committee meetings are January 27th, February 17th, March 3rd. They're all from 6 to 7:30, all on Zoom, and they will all be posted on that website with the link when right before each date. So the first one again is January 27th. And then a quick preschool update, we have our capacity, as everyone knows, I've been sharing, is 317 students. We have that many slots. We have 255 slots currently in use. I know that we spoke about the flu shot vaccine, and Corey did do a presentation on that in the past. Everyone knows that the flu shot was due by December 31st. 12 students were not able to return to school after the new year due to the non-compliance with the flu shot vaccine. We also would like to thank our community partners at the Connecticut Storytellers and Otis Library. They visit our preschool program regularly to enhance our students' experience with oral language and literacy. And this year, we have added a partnership with the Niantic Children's Museum, and they have visited our classrooms recently to build hedgehog habitats and sing a related song. It was a fun learning experience for all. So that's our preschool update. And then I often get asked about the certified staff vacancies. We have one position still, it's the grade 7 math. We have an excellent long-term sub in there, and we just filled the PE position at Kelly Middle School right here. Adam Pinch, who was at Stanton, and then here he took on the PE position over at Norwich Tech, where he also coaches boys basketball, so we wish him well. We will miss him, but we are happy that we were able to fill that position. And finally, I just want to let everybody know that Norwich is we are hosting the legislative breakfast that's right here in this room tomorrow from 7:30 to 9 a.m. So we're looking forward to meeting with Representative Wilson, Kathy Austin, and other legislators tomorrow. And that concludes my report.
Questions for Susan? Anyone? Thank you.
Thank you.
On to public comment. Has anyone signed up for public comment?
No.
Is there anyone here wishing to speak on public comment? That's one. Anyone here wishing to speak on public comment? Two. Anyone here wishing to speak for public comment? Three strikes, you're out. Public comment is closed. Continuing reports. Report of the acting assistant superintendent, Jamie Bender.
Okay, just to touch upon some things that weren't necessarily mentioned in the reports, our North Regional Adult Education folks in the English second language learning classrooms, in an effort to provide outreach and information to that group. They've been doing field trips to the loft to see what resources that we have been putting together for our community. And as we know, they're our first step at getting to the computer when they're at our adult ed program. You'll note that chronic absenteeism has taken a dip in the last month since our last report. But you know that in the reports from the news and our school health offices, it's that time of year where sickness runs rampant, and most of us fall victim to that at some point during the season, and that's definitely going to have an impact. But I've seen for myself firsthand in our schools, the custodians wiping down the door handles and all those frequent touch points, but still, it's not necessarily going to cure all the germs that are in our public schools. So some people believe in opening those windows, but won't be able to do that in our new buildings. For our unified arts, you'll see that some classrooms are enjoying recorder lessons and ukulele lessons. I've been privileged to be in a classroom where they were doing a recorder lesson, and playing music since I was 5 and learning how to read, it was always a challenge. But within like 10 minutes, all the 3rd grade class knew, B, D, E, and F. Every burger deserves fries or something like that, and it was awesome. We are currently in the throes of our assessment window. So by the end of January, we'll have our DILS assessments completed and our math assessments, IXL, and we'll be able to report on that in the future month of February after we've done some analyses looking at next steps. And currently, Lost Links is also underway. Lastly, I want to just touch that Unified Sports is going to have its first basketball game on January 28th. I know that was asked before on a previous board meeting. That'd be at Kelly. But I do want to say that we are in the final year of funding from Special Olympics for that program. So should we desire to continue this program, and I absolutely hope that we do, we'll have to find another funding source.
Great program. Thank you. Questions for Jamie? Thank you, Jamie. Report of the Director of Student Services, Dr. Lisa Hughes.
Good evening. Susan, did we want to touch on the safe room first?
We'll do that when we introduce the Rose City
Perfect.
plan
Okay.
to come up here.
All right, great. So for this evening, just some main points. We do have our autism wellness and resource fair coming up, and that will be on a Wednesday this year on April 8th, and it will be hosted here at Kelly Middle School. And this event brings together families from across our community in all areas of challenges and behavior, disabilities and differently abled students. We have a multitude of community agencies. Last year, we had about 30 of them, and a lot of sensory friendly activities, and it really helps us to come together as a community, learn each other and develop connections. One of our students had a wonderful booth last year, and this was something that I was able to pick up. And she had all kinds of items, t-shirts, bags, and I don't even want to use this because it's so beautiful with her original artwork, but it's just a nice way for also for our students to be represented. We have all kinds of projects. You know, you hear me talk a lot about unique learning. We have that displayed as well, so we hope you can join us. And then finally, data point would be our out-of-district placement. Right now, we're at 105. So we're doing very well, and this is a slight decrease from our January 2025 numbers, and I really think that underscores the impact that we are making with our enhanced and expanded in-district programming. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Questions? Dr. Hughes? Nothing? Good. That brings us to the report of the Business Administrator. No nicknames tonight. I'll just call him Robert Sopensky.
Thank you. We are fortunate that Rose City School is in place and Lisa's doing a great job on bringing students back because again, I'm gonna talk about some of our favorite financial issues involving special education. I wanna talk about a few things that are bullet points in your packet that affect our 25-26 budget and will be important going forward. And one is the excess cost grant reimbursement. We received our reimbursement amount for this year and it's $20,527 less than budget. On the surface, that doesn't seem too bad, but in the budget process, we budgeted 76%. We're receiving 72.7%. So that means all of the accumulated costs of all districts in the state have exceeded the amount of money from last year, and the state did not allocate any new money, therefore the percentage that you're gonna get goes down. Right now, this new budget year will be the second year of the budget, and no new money is funded again, so the dilemma we'll have, do we budget 70% in this 26-27 budget, or we hold it at 72%? So that'll be a big legislative push with Kathy Austin and everyone else to increase the funding for special education. If we did receive the 76%, we would have gotten another $115,000, which would be helpful for this year. If it were fully funded, we'd be getting almost $1 million more, and that's impactful. So again, that's gonna be an ongoing thing. The other thing that doesn't get shown in the excess cost number is the continuing unsustainable rise in special education costs. I looked at 8 of our top high cost students, and these are the same students that we had last year in the programs. Those costs for those students has risen by 11.7%. So you look at budgets and when you're getting 2 and 3% and special ed is occupying this large percentage, if the state continually underfunds it and costs go up double digits, it's a problem for every district. So I don't know if you have any questions on excess costs. That's we'll get 75% of the money comes the end of February. Lisa's department has to send in an updated report for March 1st. They adjust either up or down, and we get the balance on the in May rather, the end of May. Okay, on to the next one, the seed grant. I put in it's a 6-page document that shows you what every district is getting, and I'm
Bob, can you
very,
just let everybody know what the seed grant's for?
it's the Special Education Expansion and Development Grant. And I have this publication that I'm gonna ask Amber to send out to everyone that explains it in detail, in English. It's a very good document that that details and describes this grant. So we're getting $605,000, and it's a great thing. I don't wanna say typical of state government. Lisa has to write the application on how we can spend the money, and the application is still not available. And we started spending the money July 1st. So we're following the rules, so we're confident that how we're spending the money is appropriate. If you misspend the money, there's a significant financial penalty, you lose $2 for every dollar. So
So the seed grant is in place to keep more kids in district instead of outplacement. So for example, some of the money that we've spent it on is we expanded our Rose City School from 2 elementary schools to 2 middle schools, and we used some of our seed money to for the staffing for the middle schools.
and if you look at the packet, you'll see that how the formula is generated. We're getting $605,000, but again, it's underfunded. That only represents 15.7% of what we're entitled to. The formula that the state created says Norwich Public Schools, based on our parameters, should get 3.8 million. So that's again another painful example of underfunding. And we believe we'll have the funding for next year as well. It's passed for 2 years. Going forward, we're hopeful it doesn't go away, because now we've built in staff, and that's the funding source for special education teachers at the Rose City School. Any questions on the seed grant? Okay. On December 18th, the Connecticut Bonding Commission met, and they finally approved the DRIP program, which was for small capital improvement projects. Even though the legislative body approved it effective July 1, it still has to go to the Bonding Commission. The estimated amount for Norwich Public Schools is $244,000. The state has announced that they'll actually announce the allocations by March 1st. And they'll issue the awards by June 30th. So we might not know until June exactly how much money we get and the mechanisms for actually accessing the funds. It's modeled after the municipal LoCIP program. So why is that important to us this year? We've already spent $67,000 on small capital projects. I don't know if we have budget issues this year, if we'll be able to go back retroactively and have some of those small projects qualify and use that money, or if we can't start using it until June. The good thing is the money carries forward. So if this program is sustainable, this will put Norwich Public Schools in a great position for building a capital reserve fund for dealing with repairs on new schools. What we're trying to do is not spend any capital money on our old buildings that are going away. Carolina at Stanton is praying we don't get any more rainstorms, because when that one room leaks, I tell her to get a bigger garbage can, because we're not repairing the roof anymore. So if we get $240,000 to $50,000 every year, and you can accumulate that for more than 1 year, you could build up a reserve to deal with capital projects to keep the new schools looking new. So that's the DRIP grant. And the last one I want to talk about is the Alliance grant. This is extremely impactful for Norwich Public Schools. It's almost $17 million when you add in the 3 or 4 components of the grant. Jamie submits that grant early on with a lot of help from a lot of people. It just got approved, final approval on January 6th. And that's not a very efficient way to run our operations. So now the district knows that the programs and things that Jamie put in the grant are approved. We can look at balancing our budget somewhat if she has money that she originally budgeted that isn't completely used. We know that the item she put in is appropriate, and we won't have to do revisions. We can just move more things in because those categories have been approved. We'll end up doing a budget revision because medical expenses are different, and when you do a budget that far in advance, it never comes out the way it's supposed to. What's impactful for next year's budget is right now, the Alliance grant, which is part of ECS, is still funded at the same dollar level. There's no increase scheduled, so we know salary is gonna go up, we know health insurance is gonna go up. So if there's no increase to that fund, we're either gonna have to do with less being funded by the Alliance grant, or reduce some of the programs, or move it to the Board of Education or some other funding source, so that would be impactful. Then, any questions about that one?
Just wanna clarify, Bob, too, is that the reason that the Alliance grant was going up over the years was because they were trying to help us with when the ESSER grant left, they were trying to
Yeah,
help
what
us
they did
with-
was we got almost $4 million extra, not extra, money we were entitled to. The state's original plan was to fully fund districts over a period of several years. And the state had money and they said, let's hasten that fully funding up to this year, and that's what they did. But again, if the base foundation amount in the grant is $11,525 per student, that amount was identified as the cost of average of a public school student in 2011. That's 15 years ago. So the big push is to change that. And if the legislative body is successful in changing that amount, we could get $1 million, $2 million, $3 million more, but we won't know that probably till June, May or June. So again, it's budgeting with a cloud. And then as far as this year goes, you probably saw in the newspaper, NFA, there was an article, I believe, in today's paper about NFA's tuition. In round numbers, NFA is roughly 29% of our budget, so they're very impactful to us. Where NFA is losing 70 Norwich public school students. If I did the math, just based on those student counts, that would be roughly a reduction to our tuition budget of $1.1 million. But that's not gonna happen because you know NFA is funded by tuition. So they need to make that money up or cut staff severely. As a result, tuition's going up 3.85%. So on the regular ed side, we're gonna be under this year's actual by about $349,000, I think. That'll be offset by some increases on the special ed side, but the overall good news is 29% of our budget will stay flat or have a slight decrease, so that'll help the overall picture. That would be it.
Do you have any ideas about what insurance increase costs are gonna be for this year?
Health insurance,
Yeah.
Not
that's a
good.
whole big discussion.
Not good, I just don't know if we've got any quotes yet, that's all.
No, well, Susan and I have been working very hard. We've had meetings with the city, John Salamone and Josh Pothier. As a result of the situation we're in, we have separated ourselves from the broker that the city uses and NPU, and we have our own insurance broker now. We have some issues with our claims that are specific to Norwich Public Schools. So we think in the overall big picture, it'll be beneficial to the city and to NPS for us to be possibly on our own. We're still exploring that options. Our new broker has gone out to bid to see if we should remain self-insured. The bids will be due the end of January. Should we remain with the city? Should we join the state partnership plan? Regardless of what we do, we're expecting a significant increase to both the cost to the Board of Education and our employees due to the deficit we have in our self-insurance fund that's built up over years. We have a $3.7 million deficit right now that'll have to be paid back over time. We'd have to work that out with the city over a 5 to 8 year period, and that will be a budgeted item. So it's each year in the budget, so it's not a good situation.
But we should be getting some quotes to your answer, Greg, in the next week or two. We'll be getting hopefully getting some more answers to find out what direction we're going in.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably, when we get there, that'll be a whole separate meeting.
Could be some scary numbers.
No doubt about Other questions for Bob? Thank you, Bob. New business. We are pleased to have with us the staff from Rose City School that is gonna give a presentation. Susan, you want to
Sure.
introduce what
Love
we
to
have going on?
introduce Rose City School presentation. So yes, we have Josh Vinoski, who is our special ed supervisor, that is also sort of like the principal of the school. We have Sydney Varant, who is our district social worker, who exclusively, mostly works over at the Rose City School. And Beth Hanlon is in the house. We're so excited here.
Hey.
Welcome, Beth. So Beth, I don't know if why don't you come up too, Beth? Come on up, we miss you. So Beth Hanlon also does a lot of work with Rose City School, and she, when she's here, she's there usually on Thursdays and Fridays to basically be the principal of the school, and has a big presence at that school as well. I just want to make sure everyone, so in my report, I didn't go into detail, but please, there is a link to a CES, Connecticut State Department of Education document, which talks about laws and regulations on the use of restraints and seclusions in schools. We do have what we're calling a safe room at Rose City School that it's not up and running yet, but we're gonna have, when they talk about the Rose City School in depth, maybe talk a little bit about that, but I want everyone to really understand this document when you get a chance to look at it, because it really talks about how we can use that safe room, and how we built it, and so make sure that we went through the checklist and make sure Matt Brown and Mark, our maintainer, worked on it over the Christmas break, and I got to be there and watch it be built, so that was pretty cool with Bob when we were working over at Bishop. So we're really happy to have a presentation, because we're really proud of this the school and where it started with just a couple of kids, and now we're up to about 15 and more are on the way, we hear. Thank you for being here and giving us this presentation.
Thanks. I'm a little soft spoken. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm gonna try and project.
You
Yes.
move so I can
Perfect.
see it.
So we're really excited about Rose City School too. Everything's going really well. Oh boy, what did I do? There we go. One thing that's really important to us over at Rose City is community. We really try and embed community throughout our program. And I just want to take a minute to thank everybody in Norwich Public Schools. They've been so helpful. Facilities has been great. The academic department has been wonderful. Ashley Eichhorn has come over and worked with our teachers. We've had instructional coaches from veterans coming over. Schools have been sending staff in the early days when we needed it. And so community's really wrapped like their arms around us and support, and we're very grateful. So we're a therapeutic program. Our goal really is to try and wrap supports around each child so that they can reach their fullest potential. We utilize a lot of trauma-informed practices. We try to be very culturally inclusive, and we want to get students to a point where they can succeed in their next academic setting. Our goal is always to try and get them back to the general education environment if possible. So the student learning at Rose City is, we really try and mirror a general education environment. So classrooms are set up just like your typical school classrooms. We meet instructional minutes. Primarily ELA and math is our really big focus to make sure those minutes are met. Science and social studies is a little bit trickier. We have access to the district curriculum. We use the district-wide assessments, DIBELS, USNS, IXL. We are often measuring individual student growth. It's really been challenging to try and measure student growth by cohort because students are moving in and out all the time. We offer a lot of flexible learning options. I'm just gonna go back here at the bottom right picture is our teacher in the middle school. He was a theater teacher here at Kelly last year, and so he kind of weaves that in throughout his units as well, and the kids really love it. Obviously, specialized instruction happens with their special ed teacher, and like I said, we're getting a lot of district support to make sure that this program has the same access that students would have in their gen ed environment. You don't get that often in out district settings. We have music and art every week. Physical activity requirements are being met through our farm trips, which is one of the therapeutic supports. They go every other week. Last year we went weekly because we're expanding. Students are going bi-weekly this year. They focus a lot on team building, building resilience. So a picture of one of our kiddos climbing up that wall, and it is tall. The first time I saw it, I was really nervous. But they get up there, and there's rope courses that they do. They really work on building some intrinsic motivation with the animals, taking care of them, and doing something for a bigger purpose than themselves. So it's a really nice experience for our kids. So some other therapeutic supports that we have throughout the program is myself, I'm a clinical social worker, and the school psychologists are consulting very frequently with our teachers and our paraeducators to make sure that they really understand, trauma and trauma-informed practices and mental health and how to support kids throughout the day. We embed those interventions in the daily schedule. So based on developmental age and grade, classrooms are pausing all academics at various times of the day to really hone in on those skills that the kids are learning. Twice a week, all students are participating in skills groups. They vary by unit based on student need and kind of what's happening in the classroom. So we have social skills that happens at all levels because we all need social skills. We do a lot of brain science or psychoeducation, so teaching kids, teaching kids about their brains and how they function can be really empowering to them. So we try and include that every year. And then that grows as they grow too. Obviously, emotion regulation skills, mindfulness skills, and interpersonal effectiveness, which is kind of like social skills, but also how to communicate effectively when you are upset, which our kiddos can have a hard time doing sometimes. We have individualized counseling and therapy. I typically provide that. It's really highly individualized based on students' unique needs. Use a lot of scientific-based interventions, CBT, DBT, those are fancy words for cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavioral therapy, and use a lot of attachment approaches. And I work a lot with families and outside providers to make sure that we're having wraparound supports for kids. Okay, so student success. I'm really proud of this because like Susan said, we had 2 students when we started. Overall, we've serviced 20 in the little time that we've been open. 4 students have returned to the least restricted environment. 3 have sought either alternative placements or they've withdrawn. We've transitioned 1 student over to SRP. And then right now we have 15 students. We just are adding more. And we have a lot.
Can you just SRP, just tell everybody what that means?
It's the resilience program. So that's the middle school, high school program for students with some school refusal behaviors, which is a perfect.
Oh, am I taking over now? Is
So
it-
how to talk. Unless anybody has
handed it to you,
anything
I think.
super specific about Rose City School right now before I have Josh talk about SRP.
Can you give us an idea of what the typical student is? Are they autistic or are they,
We
you
have
know,
students with, they come from all different walks of life, right? So we have students with lots of different needs. And those 2 students are the same at Rose City. They're all really different. But we do have, various disabilities and abilities at our school.
okay.
Excuse me, where did the kids go during the summer hours?
So that's been, a lot of families had questions about that last year. Just like the rest of Norwich Public Schools, they have an opportunity to do ESY, extended school year if they qualify for that.
There's I know, what is that school in New London that is open during the summer? And a lot of kids go there.
You mean Waterford?
Because
No.
New
it's,
London has
country school?
a year-round program where they work on a
Yeah,
different
and they get to
schedule.
they go just for the summer months, so I know some of our kids go there, but I can't remember the name of it.
Country
some
school.
other.
What again?
Waterford Country School, some of our kids.
No, it's not,
The students at Rose
I
City,
can't think of it.
during our ESY program, one of the most important things for our students from Rose City is that a lot of the staff that work at Rose City also did our summer program. And that's a really important factor for some of these students is to have those relationships and continue those skill building and relationship in the summer. So our students that are attended Rose City, who attended our ESY program, were also able to have access to their room staff, their school year staff, which was really helpful. Yeah.
See, we needed you here.
Never got a job.
It's been, it's really been a blessing to be a part of this project and to see the work that Sydney and her team has done at Rose City School is really quite amazing. What they've put together in such a short period of time, from growing from a tiny school, K through 5, now K through 8, and then, as you know, this year we added the School Resilience Program. So this program is for students in grades 6 through 12, and it's for students who have a long history of struggle with attendance. We have students in some cases who haven't attended school in more than a year. And it's really rooted in anxiety and depression and other mental health barriers. It's important to note that that these are not students who my mom would say are skipping school, or my grandmother used to say are playing hooky. These are kids who want to be in school, but there are a lot of barriers to being there, most of which are internal. But we put together this incredible staff. Ashley Campbell, a special education teacher, Jessica Allen, a school social worker, and the amazing Jack Fields, who is here. And Jack, who's dedicated more than 40 plus years to this district in many different capacities, and we're really very fortunate that he joined our team. And the charge of that team is to really help those students either to break down those barriers for them, or to give them the skills they need to sort of to work their way past those barriers so they can attend school and be successful. And we really look at the program as taking part in 3 phases. So the first phase of the program is really just about building relationships, connecting again with kids and trying to get them to re-engage with school. So we've created a safe space, a safe classroom inside of the Rose City School, the old Bishop building. We have, as of Monday, we now have 12 students. We have a couple more meetings with families coming up this week and next week to expand potentially. But during this phase, we create a school reentry plan for each student, and it will look very different for each student. Things are very personalized. Even their start time and end time might look different. The days they attend might look different. But it's really about just sort of reconnecting with kids and trying to get them into the habit of attending to school on a consistent basis. And then we move from just building relationships into building agency. So where we get kids where the skills that we're working with them on a daily basis, where they're starting to utilize those skills and they're starting to show up to school consistently, with the ultimate goal, obviously, of building independence. And hopefully, at the end of this road for them, there's yet another transition plan that takes place, another school reentry plan that takes place, but this would be one where we're creating a plan for them to re-enter their sending school. So they've developed skills they need to be successful, they're attending consistently, and now can return and be successful in their sending schools. I really look at it as phase 1 is we're sort of doing things for kids. Going into phase 2, we're starting to do things with kids, and by phase 3, where we're at a point where kids are now doing things on their own or independently. I'm gonna play oh, maybe I'm not. Oh.
Yeah.
Want to talk about future planning?
Yeah, so I don't.
I mean, I really feel I think the future is very bright for both of these programs. The School Resilience Program, there aren't a lot of districts that are doing this work. And this was work that was important before COVID and certainly since COVID. The number of students who are struggling with anxiety and depression, it's impacting their ability to attend school is significant. And all schools are doing something, but not to the level or to the degree that we're doing it. I think that what we're building is really not just gonna impact these 10 kids, maybe 12 kids, maybe 20 kids. I think we're creating a model, honestly, that I think that can be duplicated and hopefully can help kids, not just in Norwich and surrounding districts, but hopefully set up a model that can be recreated in other districts and help kids who are struggling with the same types of issues. And I think the expansion for the Rose City School is there as well. Growing from 2 classrooms to 4 classrooms, we're really at a point where we could add a third elementary school classroom. And it's been exciting, not just working with being able to support Norwich students, but we've got students from surrounding districts. And I've gotten phone calls from directors of special education from surrounding districts who are asking about our program because parents are asking about our program. That they've gone and they've looked at other schools who've been doing this for decades, the same type of work, but they want their student with us. And that's really a credit to Sydney and her team and the work that they're doing. You want to talk a little bit about the other pieces?
Yeah, so some of the other goals that we have in mind, we want to really increase family support. So I'd love down the road to have family group sessions, skills training sessions, kind of create some handbooks for families when they do come over with us so that they have everything readily available. Can be a little daunting to make that big jump from a resource environment or something like team to a totally separate school for special education only. So just making sure that they're really prepared. I want to increase some community partnerships with local therapeutic agencies or even independent providers, like a referral list that's updated every year for professionals who really work with students, like our student population, and have their expertise for things that happen at home. I think it's gonna go like really big places. I'm really excited. Great.
I mean, it really is something that all of the Norwich public schools can be proud of. And as the city said previously, it really has been a community effort. And so we're very grateful to the board and to other schools and district who've supported us, even just early on of just making sure we had paper and pencils and just the things we need. So it really, like district-wide, it's been a program, 2 programs now that I think that the district can be very proud of. I have this is just a 2-minute clip I'm gonna play for you. This is Josh Shipp. He's a motivational speaker. He talks a lot about his childhood, which is pretty difficult, horrific, really. Sort of bouncing from foster home to foster home. And where we're gonna pick up in the video is he talks about this family that he's now with, that's been with him for 3 years and have stuck it out with him for through everything. But he's just coming off of a pretty horrific night, and he is anticipating that they're gonna sit him down and he's gonna get the conversation that he's heard many, many times, and he's gonna be asked to leave. And instead, the message he gets from these folks is that they don't see him as a problem, they see him as an opportunity. No, that did not work. Oh, Joe? Sorry.
Do you have to click
Yeah.
on the,
Yeah.
right on the arrow instead?
He didn't see what I was on the surface. The obnoxious kid, the ungrateful kid, the kid getting suspended. He saw what I could be. It was genuinely my turning point. Statistically, I am supposed to be dead, in jail, or homeless. But because of one caring adult. I'm not a statistic. Every kid is one caring adult away from being a success story. Every child who winds up doing well before they turn 18 and begin making critical life decisions without your presence. The difference between a statistic and a success story is you.
And so I play that for a reason. And we've been our students come to us with caring adults. They're wonderful families that we've partnered with, and that's really a big reason why we've been so successful. And we surround them with this incredible group of caring adults at Rose City School and the School Resilience Program to help them overcome some challenges they've had so that they can go on and be successful and be a success story. We're going to be having an open house that the board is inviting some school administrators as well to come in and see the work that Sid and her team are doing at Rose City School and to look at the School Resilience Program. But I also wanted to extend an open invitation to the Board of Ed. So what I'm handing each one of you is an invitation to come in to the School Resilience Program. And so in the School Resilience Program, we have created this safe space with these wonderful adults that the kids have established relationships with. I think that's it. But as a part of the work we do in helping them to deal with the discomfort they have, with the anxiety they have that's prevented them from attending school for a long period of time, we're looking to create opportunities for other caring, compassionate, yet unfamiliar adults to come in to the program and to work with our students. So if there is a topic that you're passionate about, a hobby that you have, a special skill, something that you'd like to share with our students, that is your invitation, and on the back is my contact information. So just reach out to me and let me know, and hope to be able to create a time where you can come in and work with our kids.
Questions? So, go ahead.
The resiliency program, the goal is what, to reintegrate the child into general education?
The goal, the goal is to re-engage them in school, and so that wasn't hyperbole when I said that we have students who have not attended school in well over a year. So the first part of the work of that team is finding these kids and reconnecting with them and their families, creating a trusting relationship where they bring them in. But the ultimate goal is to get them into this program in a school setting, doing academic work, meeting the academic demands, living up to the expectations of a middle school or high school age student, and then hopefully returning them to the school that sent them to us, essentially. And so we have students from a couple different high schools, and we have students from our middle schools. And those phases that I laid out for you, they're all sort of different phases of the program right now. But our goal for each one of them is to re-engage in school, to return to their home school, and to become a part of their not just the school community, but to become a part of their community at large.
All right, so once reintegration happens, they're a year or two behind academically, so it's almost impossible to return them to their original cohort, I would imagine. So they would be placed in a lower grade than what they normally should be by their age.
Well, I mean, as you know, so high school is a credit game, right? And you need 25 credits to earn your high school diploma. The students that come to us at their cohort has long surpassed them, right? So they come to us very credit deficient, and so it's a pretty daunting task to address the social and emotional skills that they need to be successful to address their academic deficits, and to also create opportunities for them to earn high school credits and to recover high school credits. But it's a long road, and I think somebody mentioned success measured in inches, and in a school resilience program, maybe we're even measuring success in millimeters, But the longer a student's been out of school, quite frankly, the harder it is to re-engage them. So when they come to us, their cohort has moved on, and they're very far behind in credits, and so getting them caught up is part of the charge of
And
my
of
group.
course, that training or the understanding that they're not gonna be with their cohort is probably part of the program.
By the time they come to us, and
Or they're totally disengaged from those.
exactly, where their families come to, a lot of times we have students not only not attending school, they're not leaving their homes. So, we have families knocking on our door looking for help. And ultimately, they want their child to graduate with a high school diploma. But they don't come like, hey, knocking, like my student was supposed to graduate at the end of 2026, get him or her there. It's help me get him or her back engaged in life again, out of their bedroom, out of their homes, back in the community, back going to school again. And then and the high school diploma is obviously the what they want out of their educational experience, right? They want that piece of paper, but there are a whole heck of a lot of other things that they're hoping to get out of the program too.
So don't forget, this program Lisa designed because we did see in some of these students that came back were in outplacements and they weren't attending the outplacement. So Lisa came up with, we need to do something else for these kids. And sometimes these outplacements aren't prepared to support like the resilience program can. So appreciate all Lisa's work to get this going, and you can see our Rose City school staff and we're so lucky to have somebody like Jack Fields that's been working in Norwich for over 40 years. That's been working with our kids, and he's so good with engaging with the families and basically everybody at Rose City School. And I want to remind everyone, when we first decided that we wanted to have an outplacement, a school that's sort of an outplacement as Rose City School, we went and we visited a school in Massachusetts, and we went away from that saying we want to be the model school so that other people come, and I believe we have. And I can see us in 2 or 3 years going around and having people come in and say, hey, how did you do this from scratch? And we can help people do that. And it's just, I hope you can get over there to see it, because if you got choked up watching that, you will get choked up watching these kids at Rose City School in the Resilience Program, all the work. And they're just a truly amazing staff, and I'm really so proud of it. So.
The other really important thing that you were mentioning, Susan, is when our students are in outplacements, we don't have direct contact with them as much as we would like to, right? Because they have a whole different staff that are dealing with them, so we don't always even know how often they're attending, what is going on in their lives and their families. So by regaining that relationship with the family, we have more impact on being able to, go to the home and directly affect their attendance. Whereas when they're outplaced, we're relying on another source to give us that information all the time. And so it does allow us to have direct impact and to help more effectively.
Just to echo one of your comments, we're very fortunate that we have a staff that has the passion for this work, because that's what it is. It's a passion, it's a life calling. You know that, you're doing that. So we're very fortunate. So we thank you folks for your leadership, and we thank your staff for their passion in helping children. So this is a success, and we're proud. Thank you much.
Thank you. This is something that makes Norwich Public Schools special, and we're very appreciative that you're bringing this service to our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Unfinished business. Looking for a motion to approve revisions to a number of policies that are on the docket.
I will make a motion to approve the revisions to the following policies. Number 1050, number 3160, number 4,112, number 4,119, number 4,134, number 4,118.112, number 5,121, and number 5,135.5.
And I'll second that motion.
Discussion, are there any policies that need to be pulled out that we can't vote as a consent? That someone, Christine?
I have objections regarding 5121, 5145.5. With 5145, I have interpreted it such that if a case presents itself regarding the issue of gender identity, we're gonna be referring it to the Title IX coordinator. But in policy 5121, we are saying no discrimination based on gender identity. Hence, we are going to allow boys to play on and girls sports, transgender. And based on what the Supreme Court is deliberating today, I don't know when they'll reach a resolution, but I don't know if we should even be voting on this as of yet.
Understood. Kevin, comments from the committee?
No, I have no comment but to say that whatever the Supreme Court rules on is gonna have to the state of Connecticut, will have to weigh on it as well. So it's not an end all be all. Personally, I think that we should go ahead and vote, and whatever happens with the court rulings, and after the state of Connecticut weighs in their thoughts, we can come back to the policies that you mentioned, Christine, and go from there. But with the policy that's been given to us by Shipman Goodwin, I think we should go ahead and vote as is.
This policy revision follows all applicable laws. It removes some references to discrimination based off of gender or gender-based discrimination. I think we should be passing policies that say that nobody should be discriminated against no matter what, regardless of anything. So I am all in favor of any policy that's going to help us to do that, to make sure that no one in our district feels unsafe and everyone is supported and no one is discriminated against.
Well, I feel that it's hurting the girls if we have a transgender boy entering our female locker room. Simple as that. That's abusing the girls' position and their civil rights. So, and I know it all comes back to how do we define a boy, how do we define a girl? But it's not fair for girls to be being put through what they're being put through at every level of sports. And I honestly can't believe that coaches who have coached for years or have female athletes would agree with this policy. But as a mother of two girls, it's not discrimination. We would have to make other arrangements for, and especially children at our ages that we deal with elementary and middle school. So
there is nothing in this.
I'll be voting no on acceptance of the policies.
There is nothing in this policy that refers to that we have to allow anybody to participate in any sports based on their gender. That is something that is dictated well beyond and outside of this policy. This policy says that we shouldn't discriminate against people. And it's removed some of the protections from discrimination based off of gender. And whether I disagree with that or not, we're following the law with this policy. And it's important that we pass a policy. If you're voting against this, you're saying, I want to vote against a policy that is saying we shouldn't discriminate. That is a bigger problem to me.
Because it is discriminate, it's like reverse discrimination against our females, our female athletes.
I don't appreciate the
fact. Deserve to be a protected class also.
Everybody should receive protection. I don't appreciate the fact that we're taking a national
leg
issue and we're inserting it into our board politics in a way that's not appropriate.
The policy isn't appropriate, and it's because of that who's running the state, and that's what's happening. But it's wrong.
You've made your stance clear on
Yep.
that.
And I hope to God the Supreme Court makes the right decision.
Dennis, you had a hand up, comment?
I have a problem with 1050 non-discrimination. And I will be voting no on that. And also, I have a little bit of a problem with the line item transfer. That's 3160. And it says we have to go to the city council whenever we have to move some money. And I just think it's a terrible waste of time, because by the time you get to the council and they make a decision, say yes or no, I just don't like it.
Any history on that, Bob, and how, Susan, how that?
I thought we had that non-lapsing.
Yeah, I think it's just referring to the.
It's just the non-lapsing.
Non-lapsing.
The change. The green is the changes.
I can comment that on general if you want.
Yeah.
Norwich was very fortunate. About 4 years ago, the city council and board of education jointly created a non-lapsing fund that was done under Connecticut statute 248-10. And that allowed boards of education to deposit up to 2%. A lot of communities didn't like that. They put restrictions on it. The city council put no restrictions on it and followed it with the intent of the law. I believe the way the law changed was you no longer had to ask permission from the city council to deposit money into the fund. You could just do it. If you had $500,000 left over and you wanted to put it into that non-lapsing fund, you could. That was my interpretation of the change in the law. So I think the city council did a great job creating that with the Board of Education, and we funded it 2 years and then used that to pay special education expenses that weren't funded in the budget.
Makes sense. Other comments, thoughts?
Looks like we have 5121, 5145.5, and 1050
We'll
where
pull
it has
out.
to be pulled out.
Pull out.
You want me to remake the motion?
Yes, please.
So a motion to approve revisions to the following policies is gonna be 3160, 4112, 4119, 4134, 4118.112. And that's it.
And the other ones we're gonna single out are
5121, 5145.5, and 1050 would be separate.
So the motion is to vote the 5 that you mentioned as one.
As a
and then-
consent,
and then
yes.
as a consent, and then we will vote on the other 3 separately.
Okay, I will second that, the amended motion.
All in favor of voting 3160, 4112, 4119, 4118, 4154? Of approving, all in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose? Will pass. 4131, sorry,
Yes.
sorry. It's
Minute
very fast.
4134, social
Yeah,
media one.
Yeah,
Fixed it.
I fixed it. Amber, you got those?
Yes.
Okay. Individually, we are going to look at policy 5121, non-discrimination students. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve policy number 5121.
Second?
Tani, I will second that.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 6, 7. 6, 1.
6.
6, 1. 6, 1 pass. Next one is 5145.5, prohibition of sex discrimination and sexual harassment for students. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to pass policy 5145.5.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? 5-2. And the last one is, which one, Kevin, am I looking at?
1050.
1050, non-discrimination community. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to pass policy number 1050.
Second,
I second it.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? 5-2. Takes care of the policy section and takes care of the unfinished business. We go to committee reports. Are there any committees that have something that they would need to discuss with the board at this time? Going to board reports, which have been submitted. Are there any board reports of any information that would be pertinent to the board at this time?
I'm gonna submit the Learn Liaison report at the end of this week. So that probably will show up, I'd imagine, at next month's meeting, but yeah, I'll have that Thursday.
Questions on any of those? Nothing else? Do I hear, Mark, question?
No, I was just gonna briefly say that the NFA and the NPSCF, there were no meetings, so there were no reports.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Likewise. Holiday messed with stuff.
Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
At
I could
6:40.
gladly-
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Close, John.
Close.
2 minutes away.